First question is, how does one discern where our umbilical cord is plugged into? And what are some practical applications that one can apply to reconnect it to an abundant source or nature? I'm a psychic number 6 in this case, so that is Venus. And the one asking this question is referring to a statement that was made about checking where our energy is coming from. We made that under the metaphor of going to your umbilical cord and following it, and then seeing what it's connected to, seeing what its nurture actually is. So that's what the question was in reference to. And I'm going to open this up for the Keymakers to anyone who wants to answer this question for a psychic number 6 about how to actually discern and get reconnected, if you may, to an inexhaustible source. Don't be bashful.
Yo, everyone quiet. I was thinking that Neva was gonna jump on. However, thinking about the psychic number 6, I think we're talking about Venus, and Venus is naturally abundant. So I would use, one of the things when I use the energy for Venus, I use the colors, I use the so in terms of tapping in, first you can do some meditation, but Venus is showy. She likes to be beautiful. She likes to she's the life of the party. So tapping into that energy and understanding like you're abundant. That's why people get paid on Friday. That Friday, like Black Friday. Think about all of that and bringing in the energy again. For me, you can always look at the Secret Energy website for cosmic in terms of color. I love using the color for Venus and for in my makeup, because I know she's beautiful, and she's attractive. So you're trying to attract things to you and walking into that power. I mean, this is actually the day to go to the bank. If you're doing anything regarding banking, that's the day to do it. So I think one of the ways we use that energy is to understand its power, its seductiveness, and not be afraid to use that. So that's where I would go with that in terms of tapping to your abundance. First use it, knowing the what the energy calls for, and then physically use them. Yeah. Go ahead, Neva.
So Venus, again, it's that sacral chakra. It's a lot of the energy around the sexual fluids, and it governs procreation. And one way to balance the Venus within you is, first of all, to fast on the Friday, because Venus is Shukra. It's the day of Friday. Thank you. You just put up an image there. And fasting on a Friday, but fasting not just from your food, also practicing Vipassana fasting, Vipassana silence of your speech on a Friday, because we're bringing the energy of Friday within. It's not about going out. It's bringing the energy in and choosing the words that you use on a Friday very carefully. Even doing there are certain mantras which are in the Harish Johari book called Numerology, which are affiliated to a Friday, meditating using the yantra for Friday, the Shukra yantra. And all you have to do is either silent meditation looking at the yantra, or you can say the mantra for the yantra on the Friday. And one thing that really helps Venus is using the Pishti powders, which are the gem powders. And the powder for Venus is, as well as the pearl powder to calm Venus down, it is the diamond powder. And mixing that, half a tablespoon of that in with a bit of honey at bedtime and having a glass of water on top of that would also help Venus as well. Venus also lacks a lot of magnesium. So on Secret Energy, we have excellent magnesium creams and sprays to put those on the body, but to activate those with increasing your vitamin C levels as well. Because Venus, being in that lower chakra, it can be prone also to constipation as well. So increasing your water intake, eating more fibrous foods, doing yoga, really active yoga, breathing exercises. Those sorts of things help very much Venus, wholeness.
Wholeness. Thank you so much, sis. Not sure if anyone else wanted to add any more to that. I will pull up very briefly. Let me just switch my screen here. This is our cosmic energy on Venus, because what the Keymakers are saying is that if you want to dial into this this vibration within yourself to tap into your inexhaustible source, even though you may, let's say, okay, if I'm going to go to more of an inexhaustible source, and this source for me is nature, I still need to have a way in which I'm connecting in a way that makes sense to me. So let's say, for instance, some may feel that the meditation actually connects them more, and universally that's going to be true, that through meditation and breathing you can connect. But also in many cases you may have a very specific way to connect. So we're looking at this here, and we see copper is here for this path. We see crystals in case their crystal is a diamond. We see Palo Santo and Copal and Rose, which are always esoterically used within this planetary structure. And then we have more information here that's about the territory, like the plains themselves being the territory for Venus. And then we see some other information like the anatomy, the parts of the body it responds to. And we even see the mood a bit of the subset. And what happens is, if you're on these paths, and again, this is not to limit you, this is to allow you to have a lens of how to see things that you can use universally. And so you'll be able to do that with yourself. Like if you're looking for some way specific to connect, it is more beneficial for you to connect through the energies that actually resonate through you. And you're able to get an idea of those energies here. And you may go through this yourself and you may say, okay, yeah, I do have a lot of copper jewelry around me, or yeah, I've always been looking at this copper piece. And then you may go in and get some Palo Santo. And this is just like, let's start at the basics, like phase one. You may go get some Palo Santo or Copal or some rose oil, and you may put that on some coal, and then you may smell something, and then that smell will start to trigger your connection and to get you more aware of an energy in a force that is residing within you. The goal here is also for each being to unlock themselves completely, because each of these are an organ. As we saw today, they're a horse. But utilizing these resonances actually allow you to come into into a certain level of awareness and alignment, and what would be a much more what we'll say precise way for your specific path. Is there anything? That's what I was, of course, gathering from what the Keymakers are saying and what we know now about Enneaology.
7, can you let them know where they can find that page for those who are just tuning in?
Absolutely. If you just came in here, as I mentioned, it's on Secret Energy. I do have a little thing going on with my my video personally. So when I put something up on the screen, my video stays there until I switch. So if you want to just give me a moment, I'll put it up again. And what you're seeing here, just a quick second. There we go. What you're seeing here is this is actually at secretenergy.com. As you can see up here in the URL, this is /Friday. So secretenergy.com/Friday. Any day of the week that you want to know about, you actually go / any of those days of the week. Or you can hit this right menu here. You can go to Cosmic Energy, which is here. And then what you're going to get is you're going to get a layout of every single day of the week. So even if you want to know how to get into the current and wear the proper colors for each day, you'll be able to actually diversify your wardrobe. Also, if you see your wardrobe all as one color, that's a good way of understanding what kind of energies are always constantly moving around your life. If everything's black or purple or something like that, that is where you start understanding more about that energy and how it's playing out in your life. And we also have added Rahu and Ketu, which is not really talked about in Western mysticism directly, but it is the other two numbers, which give us a number system of 9. There's also one more resource for just learning the personality, because that is another big step into it, obviously. And this is what we call like our phase 1 information. So getting deeper into this means that, you possibly consider joining ambassador training at this stage, because we're going deeper into it. But we also are going in a pace that We want to get as much as we can out of it without moving too fast. So if you go here, you'll actually see right in this column the 9 Enneaology types. And you can actually go through all of these. It's a good exercise at seeing how everything works. I didn't put the numbers here specifically for that purpose, so you'd go in there. But in this case, since number 6 is the Allegiant, I would find the Allegiant here. I would click on it, and what I get is a really strong summary of this path and what kind of energy is associated with this path, the feelings, the emotions, what I'm more prone to, my imbalances, my karmic lesson overall, what I really need to be working on at this time in this space. And again, mastering all these energies within you is the ultimate, right? And then you can even click here to get immediately to the page that is going to contain the information for the resonance. So Enneaology is kind of like your one-stop position for all of the information, and just specifically related to Enneaology versus this website. Obviously, there's a lot more there. So thank you so much, Life, for bringing that up. That, be imperative for others to know where they can get this information so they can learn more about themselves.